get this shipped out. We're hoping we can do a whole bunch of 010 series releases like in pretty quick succession. I know UC is very optimistic about 011 shipping in less than 3 years, like this point release took. 011 will just be full MLSIM. And then 1.0, as a reminder, will be when experimental mode is gone and it's all just end-to-end. Yeah, that's this release and kind of the next series of releases you can expect.
All right, I'm gonna head out now. I'll stick around for a couple minutes if there's any question. If there's not, I need to leave. See you guys.
Train some more models. The start button looks perfect, actually, but yeah, it sounds like it does something in the stock system. I'm not sure if the EV6 has this, if our EV6 does. But that is like a bookmark button. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts, any questions about 010 before we move on? If you want to join release crew, you can just comment and I'll add the tag for you.
Did the phrase break it, the hey comma thing, did that ship as well, or just the button?
No, it didn't work as well as we thought it would. So that's why we tried the button. So we know the button won't work on all the cars, but on the cars that it does work on, I think it's the best experience where you can just hold down the button. FSD works a little bit like this. We're going to revisit the hey comma thing, but I wanted to, it was taking longer than we expected, and I just wanted to ship the feature. And it was very experimental. It's not clear that the hey comma is like a decent experience, even when it works well. So we'll probably revisit that in like a month or so. So Jimmy's now working on, there's like a few aspects to his project. So his project is to improve the driving feedback loop. So he's now going to work on kind of the submitting part, where we're going to probably do some like refactors of the Discord channels, where, so Jimmy's actually a Sunnypilot user. He's a Sunnypilot / Retropilot user. He has like a 2003 or something Honda Odyssey with like a stepper motor and stuff. So he's at lunch trying to give the autonomy team feedback. He's like talking to Harold, like, oh, you know, I don't like how TR blah 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 does this, and then Harold's like, oh, okay, like what car are you driving? He's like, oh well, you know, it's Sunnypilot and it's on my Honda Odyssey, and then you know, there's all this like friction of like giving feedback, and like this even happens internally. All the same stuff we talk about in Openpilot experience is like, wait a minute, you're on a custom fork. Go ahead to the custom forks lunch table. So that's obviously, you know, we don't like, we were going through the Openpilot clips channel, and it's like, okay, look at it, this is like clearly irrelevant, you know, if like Harold or Yacine is like looking through this channel, you gotta think like, okay, is this useful? This one actually might be useful. Is this stock? Chevrolet Bolt CC, no, completely irrelevant for Harold or Yacine. Okay, this one, no, no, no. What is this? 099 Honda Odyssey, MVL Boston, nope. Okay. No, completely irrelevant, completely irrelevant. So basically, what we're going to try to do is we want to make a channel that's a little bit like this driving feedback channel. So we're thinking we're going to refactor the channel, and feedback will be pending, like uploading full logs, generating a clip and everything, and we'll have some very high signal channel that will be the primary thing that the team will look at. And the idea with the hey comma was, in addition to that, it would also like transcribe your feedback with like Whisper or something. But we'll start without that. And basically every post in that channel, like we just went through the Openpilot clips channel, right? And the clips channel is supposed to be some like high signal feedback channel. But the point is like every post in there, like Harold or Yacine should be able to go in and say like, oh yes, this is a real issue. Let me look into this like Cookie Monster's hood thing. And it should be like a lot more fun to look into. To be, you know, very straight, like to be very honest with like looking at the Openpilot experience channel is like a real hit or miss on whether you're going to have a good time or not, and or whether you're gonna have to be like, okay, wait, this is a fork and explain why. And they're like, no, but the fork couldn't possibly change this. Why would they make the driving worse? It's like, oh, well. So we want some channel. It's very high signal. So that's the thing he'll work on, and then we're gonna work on some tooling for looking into drive feedback. Like we're gonna finally add like video to plot juggler, or kind of finish that whole tooling. We'll either like write our own thing or make rerun work. So those are the two things he's gonna work on, and then after those ship, we'll revisit the hey comma stuff. Blah, blah, blah. If the fire hose data is useful, why isn't it useful for the feedback for the models though? So for Firehose, we don't use anything that's really downstream. We only use like the very fundamental sources, like the CAN packets, the camera frames, the IMU, stuff like that. As far as like actual behavior when it's running, so no controls. No, we don't use any Sunnycloud stuff for that. Like we just can't trust that there aren't relevant changes, right? Even if there's like a 10% chance, it's just not worth it for us. Like we don't know, even if you're driving on like an old version of Openpilot, like it's just not. You could use the non-upstream cars out for data if that's the case. No, we can't. We cannot trust the non-upstream cars either. Like we do not trust anything that we did not validate. It's just not worth it. If there's a bug, it's just not worth the. It's such like a marginal amount of new data that it's not worth it. If this was like a 2XR data, then we could like kind of consider it. But then we just have to ask the question, why don't we upstream these cars? But as far as like why the feedback isn't useful, like we don't trust ourselves to make something like the model switcher. The model switcher is very complicated. And like we can't parse Sunnypilot logs easily, for example. Like we don't know what enabled means in Sunnypilot. We have no idea. What does enabled mean? It's just steering, it's just the gas. Like it's just longitudinal. There's like a whole myriad of reasons, right? If somebody's like on a weird Openpilot branch, we also won't look at it. We won't really look at it either. So it's not like it's a Sunnypilot specific thing. It's just that if something is not in a known state, it's just not generally worth the time to look into. You're always going to be paranoid that there's something like different, and it doesn't even have a readable diff because you have all those extra features and stuff. Like we don't have a history we can easily parse. We don't understand what enabled means. There's just a whole lot of reasons. The vibes are useful though, so that's one of the things that Jimmy's going to work on. Is like we might make like an Openpilot vibes channel where you guys can post, and again, like we can't trust that the code is the same, right? We don't trust ourselves to make something that looks like to maintain what you guys do. So, like how certain are you there's not subtle bugs? There's also all sorts of behavior that can change when like some services are like using a little more CPU and they're lagging a bit. Like I don't know if you guys have anything else that uses the GPU. You guys have like a special UI that probably uses a little more GPU. Like the end-to-end latency is fairly important to how the car drives. There's a whole lot of reasons. Anyway, that's why the fire hose stuff is good. We're also, the way we do the fire hose, we can do like these very, we wouldn't be able to use the fire hose stuff if we weren't able to do like very exact checks on the sources we're using. And we have very strict checks, and Sunnypilot doesn't pass at the same rate that stock Openpilot does. It's a lot better after my beautiful camera timings project, but we just have very strict checks, and we reject a whole lot of stock and Sunnypilot segments from the Firehose stuff. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, if like Shane had some like weird branch that had a huge diff, and then somebody's trying to post drive feedback with that, no, we still wouldn't look at that either, if that makes sense. Is there any way you could share regular if there's like an uptick of rejections in case we make a mistake, we can catch it sooner? Yeah. As this becomes, there just haven't been. I don't know if you guys have a lot more people running the new branches now, but we'll let you know. I haven't seen anything. We'll let you know if this comes up. Yeah, so Harold posted the stuff we use, and then generally you guys don't touch that stuff, which is nice. Whereas the other stuff, you guys are very interested in touching because those are the features you provide. Actually, let's check if Firehose data is increased. We can check right now. But yeah, the other point of Jimmy's thing is like I don't want to have to keep explaining why we can't look at fork stuff. So we'll write up some good docs for this, and hopefully we'll just have one place we can point to. I think we want to put something in the UI too. It's like how to provide feedback. Let's see if it's gone up past 6 weeks. Whoa. Oh no, that was just the initial bump. Yeah, so total segments pulled hasn't gone up because we have to do some infrastructure refactors for that, but diversity has gone up, which is great. Diversity is like the main thing we're going for at this point. So yeah, that is up. Oh, you don't see my screen. Research metrics. So here's like the big initial bump when we started doing the Firehose stuff. And then we had to scale it back down a little bit due to some infrastructure reasons. But we were kind of pegging the machine. But diversity has gone up, which is super important for us. We're deleting data like once a week. But what that means is the data that we have in the data center, like the quality of the data just keeps getting better. In its simplest, I mean, diversity is pretty multidimensional, but at its simplest, it's like how many comma 3x dongle IDs do we have? So for reference, we sold like 8,000 comma 2s. So the 6.3 out of 8,000 is a whole lot. That's a lot of comma 3s. So that's actually more than that doesn't make sense. This changed recently. Okay, this one really doesn't make sense. There's a bug here. We did not sell 8,000 comma 3s. But these 3Xs, this was 2.5K before Firehose. So it's doubled since then. And then we expect with like the Sunnypilot new stuff, as people migrate to the new branches, we expect this to go up quite a bit too. So this changed recently, and this is wrong. This should be more like 5,000. We got about 80% of the comma 2s and comma 3s in the data set, and we're trying to do that with the comma 3Xs. There's about 13,500 comma 3Xs in the wild right now. So it's still quite a ways to go to get to 80%. But yeah, that's the main thing Firehose contributes from Sunnypilot is increasing the diversity. Update to the controls data sets. Yes. Which one? Comma steering? Harold can answer that, but probably. Probably.
This is referring to comma VQ, comma
No,
car.
I think comma, what's it called? Comma steering control?
Oh, I see.
Comma steering control? Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, we don't have anything against posting more data. It's just a matter of this is like hard to do infrastructurally. Generally, we were also talking about just being more transparent in general. Like we have all these cool controls reports. We want to make sure those are all public, but we want to make sure this is done in a way where it doesn't like add overhead for us to make them public. We want them just to be public by default, which requires a small amount of work right now.
Yeah, we talked about doing some kind of like, well, we're gonna redo the website a bit to like simplify the product narrative and stuff. We were talking about like making some kind of homepage for like to kind of separate out the technical like open source narrative from the product narrative. So we're thinking of doing some kind of, we'll like show off the data sets a little bit better. We'll say like, you want to come play in the comma playground. These are the cool things you can do.
Yeah, Yassine's been putting some work into making the data sets actually work better. They're kind of in not a great state right now. They're not as easy to use as some other open source data sets.
Yeah, you have any other cool updates for the people? Yassine already talked about 0.10 a little bit.
I don't know, one update I'm excited about is that I found this bug in the PID where the integrator would unwind for torque control cars every time you basically do a max torque turn, which in like a lot of Toyotas actually would mean you hug after every turn for like 20 seconds. So it's like a minor refactor, but I think that's that affected everyone a little bit every now and again. I'm pretty excited about that. Oh wait, that's next release though. So getting ahead of myself.
It's good though. We have a good updates for 010. It's gonna be a good series.
Yeah.
And I find the TR models very motivating to ship like good low speed torque. So I'm very motivated to ship this for the EV6 now.
By the way,
Actually,
I'm just training a model now that passes all of those cone segment tests by using a huge model. So that should motivate the AMD GPU.
Okay, we'll do it. Do it. We got to send out the first rev of the board, hopefully this week too.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. I was hoping we'd have our own board before that. We'll see. No contest pass with on-device GPU. This is like a very recent innovation. So
Yeah,
you guys don't have to be worried about like what we can ship on-device quite yet. We're just trying to get any kind of models that perform like significantly better in any axis. We have not tried to ship these on-device yet. We're just trying to get any kind of improvements.
Yeah. Yeah, we were kind of hitting a wall of getting some of these kind of intelligence benchmarks that we said passed with any scale of model. So we now have some success with that, and then we'll figure out how to ship that on device once that works well.
Yeah, GPS is no longer used in the driving loop. When nav comes back, it'll be used, but we're probably not going to do like the really fancy like do our own fix online and stuff like that. It'll probably just be like the simple picture of the map again.
There's also a big difference between using GPS for nav and using it for steering control. When GPS was still in there, GPS failures would like affect all of the steering learners and can cause you to like drift out of lane and stuff. So that we never want to have come back. Using GPS for nav is like a very different thing.
But yeah, do not fear about on-device GPUs. We still only use 40% of it. There's still a ton of headroom. DM and UI are wastefully using tons of GPU that could go to driving as soon as we have stuff. And the tiny team tells us that there's probably 2 to 3x gains too in their driver. So lots of headroom still on the device.
Yeah, also in the model that we trained, that's the model is 10x bigger, but it passed every single intelligence test that we wrote. There's literally no segments we could find that it makes a mistake in. So that's only 10x bigger, so we're really not that far off.
Oh yeah, the Gemini World model stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. It's very similar to what we're trying to do.
Yeah, it's very cool now. We're in this space where we can shove more compute and data at stuff. We found with some of the data ablations we're doing that even the scaled data set we've been using for many, many years, we were already saturating that, like well before the 500K we've been using. So hopefully, will the 010.1 model likely be trained on 2.5 million?
I think so.
That'll be very exciting. 5x more than we've been using all these years. And it'll be actually used, will it be useful? Or just bigger?
So on the models we trained that pass all these tests, the data, the larger data set is kind of necessary. I mean, yeah, we haven't really converged on what we're going to train on device yet. So we'd have to ablate whether it's useful there too. But I suspect it is. I mean, we haven't really done all that much work into like model compression because this has really just never been an issue. It's only recently, you know, these later models expose the intelligence of the underlying model better. So this now makes sense to do, whereas it didn't before.
Oh, the GPS
That's a question for you.
Yeah, we have a fix for this. There's the GPU box will have some special hardware for this. But yeah, it won't affect your driving. The only problem with this is we won't be able to. if the GPS is knocked out, we won't be able to train on the segment, and we won't be able to if we ever want to like get these disengagement samples back, we can't use them. But we have a fix for this.
We use GPS in our processing, and we're not trying to get rid of that now. But in the future, we shouldn't need GPS for that either. Like this already causes problems in like several places, like parking lots and tunnels, blah blah blah. Like we really want the offline stack to also not use GPS. It's just kind of a big project.
How many people drive mostly in tunnels? This is like fairly common in Asia. When I look into like the no GPS alerts, and you're like, oh, okay, this no GPS thing is a pretty bad assumption that it's like an issue. Can we ask the force Agnes to use USB 2 on the aux port? I mean, you can do that in Openpilot if you want, but the GPU box can't use USB 2. It's USB 3. No, we don't need to add a second GPS. We have a fix for it. External, yeah, I don't know. We don't support an external drive. If you guys do this, you're free to. But yeah, very exciting stuff in the works for the 010 series.
I guess the only other thing we can still talk about is that there seems to be some people converted now that were not into experimental mode before that are now, which I'm very excited about that. That's the first time we're really seeing any kind of movement in that. Hopefully we're on a good gradient now where we can keep improving that. It's even visible in the data that more people are using experimental mode now. Great. It was last time I looked at it.
Wait a minute. Even at high speed, this can't be true. Wait, that's crazy. Well, it can't be this good. Wait, that's crazy. We should check this if this is true.
Yeah, this is a bit more extreme than what I was looking at last time.
Easy. No, we don't use Openpilot for these metrics. Again, we don't know what engagement looks like. we can't parse your logs.
No, but this
is crazy.
I mean, if this is true, we see a pretty big increase starting like middle of July.
Yeah, it's not a time series. Wait, but, I mean, this highway thing kind of lines up with my highway usage for my commute. Like, it takes turns now, so I just leave it enabled.
Oh, what do you mean it's not a time? Oh, that part's not a time series. Yeah, but that's very correlated with just percentage engaged minutes, right?
Oh, this is so noisy, you can't really tell, right?
Yeah, it may not be real.
Oh, no, I'm saying that the time series is noisy, too. But this is crazy if it's real.
And does it even...
I mean, it would be interesting if this was true and we still couldn't ship it, and it's just the people that use experimental mode can kind of tolerate it at these speeds.
I mean, it's also just, yeah, it's less predictable, which I think is like a big problem, even if most of the time it's better.
This has to be real if monthly is basically the same. Cool. This is really cool.
When did we merge that model? Yeah, this does seem kind of in line with when we merged it, so.
Crazy. Oh, but toggle segments is going down, which is interesting. Maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe we made it worse for a certain kind of person.
Oh, I see. Yeah, but that may also... Wait, what do you mean toggle segments is going down?
16 and 12.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't draw any conclusions from this.
Anyway, it's getting better. You can feel it's getting better.
But actually, even the miles engaged have been going up, and that's based on a lot of data. That's gone up a couple percentage points since November last year.
Yeah, experimental helps you take sharper turns because it slows down. Or at the very least, it doesn't accelerate into the turn. It doesn't accelerate like the whole way through. Do we still have limit excel in turns, or did we turn that off?
No, I think we still have that. I wanted to turn that off, but
No, it does not include data for forks. I don't know how many times we have to. None of our stuff has forks.
yeah, we still have limit Excel in turns. Oh, but not in experimental mode. But I guess that's always been the case.
Yeah. Very exciting. Very exciting. Cool. Should we go on to PR review? You have any more final comments?
I do not.
All right, cool. Yeah, we're all very excited to get 010 shipped. So the highest leverage thing the community can do is strive on it and tell us whether it's good or bad. As far as we know, there are no more show-stopping issues that prevent release. And the sooner we find out if there are, the faster we can fix it and go to release. Let's see how many people have driven on it so far. Still only 3 in 8 routes. And there's logs or 0 length. This doesn't make any sense. Interesting. I'll have to look into that after. Okay, we can review your PR. You want to post it? DevTech will check out your PR. And then any others we got to check out here?
I put up the safety code for Bosch CAN FD. I didn't know if you still wanted to look at safety code before it merges.
Yes, I do. Let's check it out. Do I feel a lot better now that we have the mutation tests on this stuff? So is that what's failing? This one.
Yeah.
Let's check it out. Yeah, the one thing about OpenUVC is it's not as obvious when there's like safety PRs from your review. Okay. Let's see. Safety param, easy peasy. Okay. So E4 is the steering message?
Yeah, steering, the cruise spam button, and the LKA HUD message. It's pretty similar to the current state of the radarless safety. I think it's going to change a little bit when we bring on the long control parts of it. This is just stock ACC.
Cool. And safety is getting real beautiful. But OpenDVC safety. This is not beautiful. We got to fix this pattern, but that is what it is for today. Oh, so ugly. Cool. Shall I merge?
If you like it, go ahead.
Cool. Is today Accord Day?
Yeah. I got to give the car back tomorrow. I'm fighting with a firmware thing right now. Openpilot isn't getting anything back via Comma Power at all, but like the separate firmware query script works, and I haven't figured out why that is yet. It's not timing. It's not the type of query. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm going to give it another hour or two and cut bait on it because I still got to test the long control stuff.
Oh, so
It's
we're
not.
fine
Go ahead.
Sorry, we're fine for fingerprinting, but we don't get like the supplemental OBD stuff that's just nice for debugging.
Yeah, we're getting the camera and the radar, but nothing else. And when we send it in the OBD port, like even like if we query the camera and the radar via the OBD port, it never comes out. It never passes like the CAN gateway and gets to the camera. It's weird. I haven't figured it out yet. We're not getting the VIN either. And the car, I love the way it drives. It's going to be a good car.
Got torque.
I just, I think it was converging on like 1.3, 1.4 in reality.
Okay.
Which comparable to like VW or similar.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd hoped it was going to be real good. The learner thought it was going to be good, but it turns out there's a big fat dead zone at the top of commands it was taking. And, Well, we had to scale back to what the stock camera was using.
I see. Yes. So let's review this one. Angle limits. Math level zone. Jerk. Ideally, this is. Do we need defaults for this? Oh, I guess you want them for. That jerk is fine. I feel a lateral jerk. Yeah, what we should probably do is. That's fine. It doesn't have to go in this PR. But like we have the ISO limits, and then we have so for jerk, for example, we have our own limits. That is more conservative than the ISO limit. We probably want to do is like essentially comma limit, and then Excel can be set to the ISO one, and then that's fine. That can be a follow-up thing. Okay. Let's just look at Tesla. Yes, Tesla part looks good. Looks fine. Okay. DMs to movements. Vehicle model, max ankle rate. Is that? Okay. No. Average roll. It's great. We have 20 people watching PR review.
No pressure.
So. So those ones look fine. Just get that built-in way to do this. Okay, so yeah, it was pretty good. There is like some. We keep unpacking the arguments, like some of the stuff from these from the struct. It could probably be cleaned up a little, but that could be a later thing. That's all good. In the future, if you just yeah, in the future, it makes it easier if you don't like kind of rewrite how this is done and just like essentially add the VM or whatever to this. It makes it a lot easier to review, especially when you're shuffling things around. Let's go to merge. Let me just add that comment because it was relevant. Wash and merge. All right, and there's one more. If that above merge, we must also merge this one. Okay, let's merge. Oh yeah, that's it's just like a bash. OP switch is based on my like nuke. Let's see. Yeah, I use nuke all the time. It's a nice workflow. I don't know. A lot of times I'll like try something, and then if it doesn't work out, then like 20 minutes I'll just give up and then nuke it and then try again later. Oh, you gotta rebase the school. Open DPC. Great for refactoring. Yes, my workflow is optimized around that. Cool. Let's see. 1 minute CI should take care of that pretty soon. Oh, it's like an external PR. It'll take a little longer. It should be fine. What was? It was probably just a module thing. Cool. Anybody else have anything they want reviewed? Real good for this week. I can skim through the PRs too. There's two websites. Oh yeah, the web PRs. Where are those at? Website. Fix, scroll, and layout. What does this do? Hid bottom images called by stall. Understand. Before. Wait, does it really show a scroll bar? No way. No way. It does. Oh, cool. Okay. Single page going by the log. It feels more intuitive. By me. Cool. But if you want to make like little fixes to this, there's a whole lot of little stuff in Openpilot that you should take a look at. It's a lot more high level. I mean, the website is cool and all, but you can help solve self-driving cars. Go contribute to Openpilot or like a good bounty. Let's pull up this bounty sheet. Release your staging is using Spacelab too. Yeah, we never use like a model that's in a branch. Like what's the package one? The package one is a good one. Like this is, if you want to work on stuff like that, this is like a great one. Oh, look at all this LLM slop that they spammed us with. It's not cool. So I think you were here, right? What was your name? Yeah. Website is cool and all, but check out the bounties. Yeah, it's like a good starter one. You want to work on Connect? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, if you want to work on Connect, go for it. Add labels. That requires some back-end stuff. You can like do it in local storage, I guess, but I would love to make the Connect backend open source. Cool.
Do you know what the story is on that 2x mileage thing that keeps on coming up?
Oh, Shane looked into it and it wasn't like super obvious. I'll ask him to check it out again. We should fix it. But yeah, I don't remember exactly. He had some theories, but we'll check it out again. Oh, there's one more website PR, right? Fix laggy accordion. Oh, I didn't like how this one was done. They all feel different. I did like how it's fixed though. Yeah, these are like too slow, and this one is too fast. This one is actually a decent speed. Can we make it a constant speed? Or yeah, they're just too laggy. They're all 0.6 second speed. Yeah, can you come up with something where they don't feel laggy? But yeah, the website stuff is like, yeah, it's not really worth like this back and forth and stuff. I'd rather Connect is a little better, and then Openpilot is even better than that. If you want to work with like Openpilot tooling or something, that's like really, really great. Cool. That's what we got for PRs. Jason, do you have any other updates you want to share?
Well, you merged the safety. One way or another, Accord's coming in tonight. I think the path is we'll go ahead and merge it. No need to dash cam it. I think it's pretty good. And then we'll get the rest of the CAN FDs. There's another 4 or 5 like model families that drop right on top of this platform. So those will come in right after.
I think those will probably end up in 0.10. I suspect we'll be in staging for at least a week. So like you said, I don't think we're not going to optimize for this, but if they're ready, I'll just I'll throw them in there.
All right. Works for me.
Makes it like a bigger point release too. You know, you got to have a lot of release notes for a point release. Even though this is a big change on the back end, you don't see that in the Openpilot diff. I want to give a shout out to Elko LED. This PSA port was great. They've been super responsive with the feedback. So I just want to give a shout out. Really high quality port. I'm sorry it sat around for so long. We're gonna try to be faster on these OpenDBC PRs. I was doing a whole bunch of refactors a couple weeks ago to try to make, which you saw with your with the stuff you had to fix, and merge conflicts, but yeah, really great job with that stuff. Hopefully get it merged soon. There's so much stuff too to delete in the carport still. Let's pull up that PSA. Like it's a initial platform support. Yeah, like this car controllers. Like all it's doing is this. This is like a super standard car controller. This whole thing could probably be abstracted away. This is like now that we fixed the can't parser shit. It's a lot of lines of import. This is fine. This is fine.
That is really small.
Yeah. This safety test is really actually the car controller. Car controller should go. This needs to be passed in, but that's okay. That's not a huge deal. It's already a lot cleaner now that you can the checksums and everything are in Python now, which will be really nice. We just got to do a minor refactor to pass them in from the carport, like when you make the CAN parser and packer. Yeah, carports are getting even smaller. Very nice to see. Less than 500 lines. Yeah. Thanks for working with us on that PR. And trusting the process. Cool. I think we'll call it a day. It's lunchtime here. Thanks for coming, everybody. Please 010 is in release or close to it next time, and we'll have some cool new models for you guys in master. We will definitely have cool new models in master by then. Unless there's something really wrong with 010. That I can promise. We'll have at least Space Lab 3 and hopefully some really cool stuff. Yeah. After this, I'm gonna go checking on TinyBox Pro Production. We're building. We're standing up another rack of GPUs, and then we're gonna have another big build out in a couple weeks. A lot of cool stuff coming on the model front. All right, guys. See you next week.